Imagine entrusting your life's work to your most trusted companion, only to watch them dismantle it from the inside. This destruction is rarely the result of an external threat. It is fueled by a quiet, growing resentment that thrives in the shadow of your success. It is a natural human impulse to gravitate toward friends when you need to hire an employee, find a partner, or navigate a difficult professional landscape. The world is harsh, and your friends provide a comforting illusion of safety and familiarity. We naturally hire them because we feel a baseline of trust. But in the ruthless realm of power, relying on this emotional foundation is a massive miscalculation. In a working environment, you are there to achieve concrete results, not to socialize or validate personal feelings. Friendship acts as a dangerous smokescreen that simply obscures the blunt realities of the workplace. Consider the historical failure of the 9th century Byzantine Emperor Michael III. He bypassed every experienced government official in his court to elevate his absolute best friend, Basilius, to a position of immense power. Michael's deep affection completely blinded him to an obvious problem. Basilius had absolutely zero political experience. This fatal error in judgment culminated in Michael's brutal murder, engineered by the very man he had trusted most. Unconditional personal affection blinds leaders to raw, unchecked ambition. When you elevate someone based on feeling rather than competence, you turn a trusted ally into your most lethal vulnerability. The core structural flaw is that you rarely know your friends as well as you think. They routinely mask true opinions, hide unpleasant qualities, and default to agreement to avoid conflict. When you hire a friend, the power dynamic immediately unbalances. The act of giving them a job introduces a subtle touch of condescension, making the friend feel they received the position out of charity rather than true earned merit. This perceived condescension breeds a quiet, corrosive envy. Soon you will notice flashes of ingratitude, and your own professional capability becomes severely limited by their inadequacies. There is exactly one calculated exception to this rule. When you need to execute a dirty, highly unpopular, or risky task, friends are often willing to take the hit out of affection. If the plan goes disastrously wrong, that friend serves as the perfect, believable scapegoat. The public is inherently doubtful that a leader would deliberately sacrifice a close companion, allowing you to keep your own hands impeccably clean. Bringing a friend into a professional circle introduces a specific set of risks. Between the slow erosion caused by envy and the potential need for a strategic sacrifice, the original personal bond rarely survives the weight of professional ambition. Instead of leaning on the unpredictable crutch of friendship, you must learn to view your former enemies as an untapped, highly lucrative resource. While a friend expects endless favors as a right of proximity, a former opponent expects nothing. The sheer surprise of being offered a second chance creates a powerful drive to demonstrate their value and secure their new standing. The Chinese Emperor Sung proved this when he broke a bloody, centuries-old pattern of military coups. He didn't do it by trusting friendly generals, but by bribing rival commanders with massive estates, transforming deadly foes into grateful, reliable ministers. Napoleon's foreign minister, Talleyrand, successfully allied with his most hated rival, the secret police head, Joseph Fouché. Both men knew their relationship rested entirely on mutual self-interest, creating a bond far stronger and cleaner than volatile personal feelings. Modern statesmen weaponized this exact tactical philosophy. Henry Kissinger made a deliberate policy of working with those who disagreed with him, famously charming the very activists who had plotted to kidnap him. Similarly, Mao Zedong actively used the looming threat of Japanese forces to harden his own ranks. He understood that a leader welcomes friction to prevent internal complacency. By strategically redirecting hostility, you force your opponents into a position of absolute loyalty. This strategy yields an exponentially greater competence and relentless productivity than the emotional comfort of a friend ever could. To apply this to your own growth, you must strictly separate the emotional realm of personal relationships from the ruthless demand for competence in your career. By intentionally stripping away the comforting illusions we project onto those we like, you protect yourself from the inevitable jaws of betrayal. In your next professional endeavor, Try approaching a rival with an olive branch. The sheer surprise of the gesture will force them to overperform just to demonstrate their loyalty. But mastering your inner circle and neutralizing your adversaries is only the first phase. Once you have secured your alliances, you face the infinitely more dangerous task of hiding your true endgame from the rest of the world. How do you maneuver in plain sight without anyone realizing your ultimate motives? Deploying the specific psychological smokescreens required to keep everyone off balance is exactly the tactical mystery we will unravel in the next part of our series.